gonna say I
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart, so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure? Find it hard to let go. Memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure?
Good evening, race fans, and welcome into round number 1 of Season 4 The FRL Masters of Le Mans Ultimate. Good evening, one and all. My name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven. It's been a while since I've been here on FRL shores, and absolutely delighted to be back once again. It is Le Mans Ultimate. It's multi-class racing, and it is Qatar, Silverstone, Interlagos, Monza, Sebring, Spa, dependent on. The Barcelona, Spa and Le Mans, sorry, will be run as a joint lobby. Both the Platinum and the Pros and Arms will run together, and Barcelona will be on the calendar, DLC release permitting. Good evening, folks. How are we all doing? The drivers out on track. We will get some. There we go. Yep, right and running. And it is the hypercars that we've got out on track. 2 10-minute quality sessions, 10 for the hypers, and then 10 minutes for the GT3s. So we'll see, as you can imagine, quite the pace difference in the laps. There's going to be a fair bit of blue flags for the drivers to deal with along the way, that is for sure. And it is an 80-minute race for the drivers out there tonight, so we will be seeing pit stops as well, of course. There we go, Simone C. Hello, Gregory Wade, hello from Super Sprint Sunday Comms. Gregory, hello, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Bono, you too. Joshua Tree, takes me back. Hello, welcome in, welcome in. Anybody got any particular favourites? Quite a few names that I recognise from my ACC days. So good to see them all back out and running. Once again, as I say, the Pro-Ams and the Ams are in a separate lobby, but for 2 of the races, we will be seeing both lobbies out on track. They could be some absolutely monster grids. So yeah, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I'm in the spooky Porsche. Nice. Excellent. Do love a good livery. Spooky Porsches, absolutely more than welcome. Yeah, and of course there is prizes up for grabs as well. For all the drivers that attend 6 out of the 8 rounds, they'll be entered into a raffle to win a €10 Steam gift card. Third place is going to get a €5 Steam gift card. Second place will get €10 for Steam, and first place €15 to go towards the DLC fund. Happy days. Someone says back to the sim. Best of luck. Out there, of course, he'll be out in qualifying very shortly. Well, 6 minutes in fact. In a minute is Adam Zappler at 1 minute 40.1, 8/10 ahead of Suniev at the moment. Hentes with a 41.2 in third place, and that is the only 3 drivers that have set a time in the hypercars. There's Derek Bruff in the GT3s, Thomas Nopex in the GT3s, Demarcus Kiss as well, Craig Hill. Did I say Ian Thompson? I did not, I just did there. He's racing tonight as well. Francesco Adamu sets a time and then pulls over. So there we go, 152.7. I don't think that is representative of his pace around here. Cody Besselink is out on track as well. No, we can't get the weather widget from here, unfortunately. Still Sappler that is leading the way, 140.140. That is quite the track for the drivers to navigate their way around. They're going to have some serious fun around here today. We're going to see some incredible overtaking as well, especially between the GT3 classes. Let's see. LMU on another outlap. Stener's gone second with a 40.5, so he's closed the gap. Hentes as well with a 40.7. Ahead of Sunyev, still on a 40.9. There's Jason Davies popping in with a 43.7 ahead, just behind, sorry. Cody Besselink, he has just got himself a 143.1. Looking forward to racing these hypers on PMR. PMR. Yep, give up. So, yeah, what is PMR, sorry? If I may inquire. We do have 11 registered. Ah, Project Motor Racing, right, yeah, of course. Are they pushing ahead with the 1000 hertz for steering wheels? I know there was rumours that they were going to be throwing that in there. I saw an interview, I wanted to say with Gamer Muscle. Yeah, I wanted to say it was with Gamer Muscle potentially, or Kira. One of the two. Should probably concentrate on the times coming in. But yes, I'm sure I heard that they were looking to do 1000 hertz refresh rate on the steering wheels, which would be just phenomenal. Obviously opening up the doorway for telemetry-based force feedback, which is just absolutely game-changing. Didn't know that was a thing. Yes, so most of your sims will update. It's about 430 megahertz. But yeah, as I say, if we can get to the magic 1000, then telemetry-based force feedback would absolutely be on the cards. And as I say, that is beyond the next level. Massively unlocks what the mighty direct drive is capable. All hail Fanatec. They've been through a rough time recently, but yeah, they did bring us the direct drive. Might have been an overtaken GG. Ah, yes. Now that is an astute observation, Gregory. It may well have been. It absolutely may well have been. Any more changes? Adam Yu with a 52.7. Bestlink still on a 43, or he's on a 43.1 now, alongside Jason Davies on a 43.1 as well. All still pretty vanilla. Oh, compared to Petek, unless Adam Yu does a 39.7 to go 2/10 quicker. Underneath the 1:40 the tyres are in the window. They are warmed and the drivers are flying. Kochetkov Sukac in the pits, not set a time yet. Neither João Pedro Sodre. Tucked in the pits there with the GT3 cars. They're all impatiently awaiting their turn out on track, which will be 1 minute and 10 seconds. From now. There is Ian Thompson. Boom. Don't get me on stream. I'm extremely slow as always. Use the line. And no, I can't as top split. Right, okay, so what you've basically just said there is Mr. Annoying Commentator, please feel free to focus on me for the majority of the race because it's likely to be highly entertaining for you and your viewers. Is that anybody else? Anyone else? Is that anyone else taking that? Yeah. Excellent. There we go. Massive show of hands there. Speaking of show of hands, actually, thumbs up on the stream, please. Thank you. Excellent. On behalf of Formula Racing League, they put on so much racing. Get yourself involved, but do thumbs up on the streams. We absolutely appreciate it. Thank you very much. And of course, the subscribe button as well. 1,600 followers, subscribers on the YouTube channel. Going absolutely gangbusters. So yeah, join in. This is going to be a phenomenal season, especially in the top two. Oh, and Adam SU, Adam Yu, Ian Thompson. Haha, red flag to a bull, my friend. You say that on Super Sprint Sunday, you would get nothing but attention. Yes, exactly. Yeah, see, Gregory Wood there, chipping in from the Commentator and Broadcasters Guild, just to confirm that the rules of the union do. And listen, we can't be going against the union. So I'm sorry, we are now contractually obliged, Ian, to throw you under the bus. I mean, give you some camera time. So, sorry, Freudian slip there. Freudian slip. That was all it was. LMU is in through the pits as I crawl into the doghouse with at least one of the admins here. But LMU with a 1 minute 34.419 to take the top spot in the hypercars. There is likely to be techno jokes before the end of the season. I am almost 50. I did live through the raves, I can assure you. Techno, hyper will be screamed at some point. I will make no apologies. Maksuniev makes no apologies either. So close to a 39. He got a 1 minute 40.026 to see himself onto the second row. It's Adam Zappler joining him on the second row with a 1 minute 40.133. Pavel Stener with a 40.340. 3/10 separating third through fifth. Not too far back is Hentes, 1 minute 40.7. Beselik and Davies, 1 minute 42.7 and 1 minute 42.8 respectively. Freudian, you got a complex. There is absolutely nothing complex about me, Gregory, I can assure you. Smiley, good evening. How are you? How are you? Yeah, LMU. I am a recent addition to the broadcasters on LMU. Great to be back on the FRL though. Yep, exactly. That is the most important part. Being back on FRL, absolutely loving it. Yeah, I have to say, big shout out to just to make sure you get his surname correct, Alan Palmer and Tom Brunel. Alan has been liaising with me expertly to get this up and running, and Tom coming in with some high-res images to make the broadcast look extra snazzy, as we say up here in Scotland. So yeah, Smiley, absolutely phenomenal to be back. And yeah, looking forward to a good season. FRL always putting on some incredible races. Sukac and Sodri, no time set. We're going to start from the back of the grid. It is a brave choice. Let's just randomly pick one driver to watch as I check a couple of things. Ian Thompson? Yep, cool. What was I even checking there? Yes, there we go. Thumbs up on the stream, there we go. I hadn't even done it myself. That's outrageous, Mr. Commentator. Encouraging us for the thumbs up. You haven't even done it yourself. But I have now. Excellent. There we go. Yeah, graphics do look good. And of course, I really meant to say as well, Ravencoms, myself that does the broadcasting, powered by TrackSpot TV. So if you are looking for any broadcasting, or indeed if you are a commentator or a broadcaster, jump on over to trackspot.tv. We have some absolutely incredible talent, and we do some incredible work. Even if I do say so myself, the background technical team are absolutely second to none. So yeah, TrackSpot TV for all your broadcasting needs, and if you are a commentator or broadcaster and you're looking to get involved with leagues in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, mainland Europe, North America, to name but a few, jump on the website and give us a shout, and I can assure you we will be in touch. They both do excellent work. Alan, my new prodigy, will have a rest for health. Oh, Smiley, you will. Yeah, get better soon. Get better soon, I can assure you. Alan is doing an absolutely bang-up job, my man. So, yeah, I can confirm your dynasty is in excellent hands. Speaking of excellent hands, Zoranovic has got some excellent hands around the steering wheel of that Lexus. He is flying in that 1 minute 57.044 to put him ahead of Nopek and Kiss Nopek in the Mercedes. what an engine note. Darmocus Kiss out in my beloved Ferrari. What do you mean he's going to get extra time because he's in a Ferrari? I'm not biased, you are. Okay, let's just get that straight away. Kigo Gallo, another one from the ACC days. He's in a Lexus and he is in 4th place at the moment. Stegink in 5th with Letelier in 6th place. Alvaro Cabrera in 7th. We've got Azure 7 in 8th place. Derek Broff inside the top 10 in the Iron Lynx Lambo as he goes past the stranded Porsche, I believe that was. And Simon Hatz rounding out the top 10. There we go. The spooky Ford with the gold teeth. So Post wins. So yeah, reimagined of Rexy there. Absolutely love to see it. They work with console comms as well. Yes. So we cover Gran Turismo 7, ACC on console and PC, and of course ACC, LMU, iRacing, Race Room. If I've missed anything, I apologise. Gran Turismo 7, ACC on all platforms, LMU, iRacing, Race Room. Yes! Haha! All Ferrari drivers should get perks to offset their hereditary tactical curses. Yes, very good, Gregory. Very good. I see what you did there. Could not agree more. Could not agree more. We've got Rumi Castillo in the pit, so he may well be joining 2 of the hypercar drivers, starting from the back of the grid. It's a brave choice around Qatar. It's quite the run at turn number 1. All the fun of the fair. It's still Zoranovic. He's in the pits, got 2.5 minutes left of the quali session. The Lexus topping all. Not an unfamiliar scene at the top end of the GT3 grid. We have ourselves a McLaren, Alexis Letelier getting himself to within 9/10 of a second and 2/10 ahead of Tomasz Nopek. We'll see, unfortunately the cameras on this game are a little bit clunky. So we won't have much variety, unfortunately. You can only really scroll through them. Hopefully that's something they're looking to address with further updates. So we will get a little bit of onboards here and there. You can see that's a lot of sun that the drivers are dealing with as well. Just one of those extra elements to keep you on your tippy toes as you're making your way through this course. Absolutely flat out, and then jam on the brakes, throw it into that right hand side. So much care to be taken on both sides again. Beautiful double apex in there, long swoop round, then a bit of a straight, more swooping round to the right hand side once again. Interaction with the curb, he's right on the other side once again. And this is what makes this track such an interesting one, because you can get over the other side of those curves, because you can almost get yourself on the gravel that's about 80 million feet away from the actual curves themselves. The drivers will go 2-3 wide in an overtaking attempt. It's always one on the outside that's got the advantage. Let's see where the Mercedes Nopek, he's just purple sector 2 and 3, 1 minute 56.7. So he's purple 2 and 3, hasn't quite toppled the top time though, with 40 seconds left of the quali session. We've got Letelier in 3rd place now, Gallo in 4th, and Kish in 5th. Craig Hill is up to 6th position. Ian threw himself under the bus. Thompson in the Lamborghini, currently in 13th. He's just behind Ruby Vermula in that big bad looking BMW. Nice little machine that. Ozyurt 7, my apologies. just outside the top 10 at the moment, and is on an out lap, so needs to get a wriggle on to get a time set. We've got Kiko Gallo in the pits, Craig Hill and Derek Bruff in the pits, so Bruff will be looking at a best start of 8th in class. Hill 6th, Gallo 4th place. Democus Kiss is 0.019 seconds behind Kiko Gallo at the moment. That is very close. Can't confirm by any standards you want to throw. Who do we have? Joseph Chada. Hello and good evening to yourself. At least you can see it on the screen, unlike ACC. Ah, yes, console ACC. It's outrageous. Anyway, what else is outrageous? How bad those shadows looked. I think we will have to work on that. I'm sure they're at max. But anyway, it's amazing the things that you spot. Yeah, it does absolutely beg your belief that the left controls in the PS4 version, but couldn't get them into the PS5, the next gen version. It just absolutely blew my mind. I remember when it came out, I misunderstood 2 videos. I did a whole season on FRL, ACC on PC, PS5, and it was all from chase cam. Because they didn't have the cameras, so we had to do the whole thing from chase cam or cockpit cam. It was, yeah, not the most professional looking a broadcast, unfortunately. Democus Kish is still out on track. He is looking to find less than a quarter of a tenth of a second. A fifth of a tenth of a second. And he finds a bit more than that with a 58.6.8. He very nearly takes Letelier's position. Yeah, very nearly got the job done. Letelier with a 56.7. Nearly fallen by the wayside. It is Nopek and Zoranovic, though, that top the GT3 towers. Nothing separating them either. 56.159 for Nopek. 56.173. Outrageous. For Zoranovic. Welcome to the greatest racing you could possibly ever hope to watch. It is that simple. Let me just see if we can, in fact, there we go. So yes, we will get the running order confirmed up on screen for round 1, season 4 of the FRL LMU Masters. That is a mouthful, you're absolutely right. It is Francesco Adami that's going to start right at the front alongside David Pettick on the second row. Suniev in third place. Alright, okay, sorry, the starting order's already running through. I thought I'd change the time on that, but yeah, there we go. We're getting a rundown. The screen looks entirely different for me, so... right, that should stop. Yeah, so there is, yep, sorry, we're absolutely flying through that, and now I can actually see it. Uzzier 7 and Vermeulen, 20th and 21st. It is a short run to the first corner, and I think we'll just about get the starting grid in. 24th, yes, we do. Perfect timing, here we go then. 80 minutes, at least a tyre stop as well for the drivers to contend with. We've got 10 in the hypercars, we've got 14 in the GT3s. It's going to be Nopek, as you can see, leading the way in the GT3s. Let's get there we go. A raised up camera. And obviously a nice bit of a gap. Of course, the GT3s are susceptible. Anything goes wrong with hypercars, It is very much the GT3s that could end up wearing that mistake in quite a heavy manner. And here we go then, it's green lights, it's foot down, it's flat out, and it is flying at turn number 1. They're 4 wide at the back of the GT3s, they're trying to go 3 wide in the front of the hypercars. They're absolutely tearing along the start finish straight. I did say it was a long run into turn number 1, and it's a heavy charge on the brakes to try and get them up the inside line. Have they got enough rotation? Aston Martin potentially hanging himself out to dry. There's a bit of contact there between 4th and 5th. That's 3rd place just slotting in. The Aston Martin feels an absolute worldie there. Pettick with some very nice moves in the Aston. They're still going side by side there. Can't confirm Lopek is behind the tent apparently. He is still in 1st place with Zoranovic in 2nd place. The Mokis Kiss 4th. Kiko Gallo in 5th position. Some good battling going on there. Sukat, Sodri and Castillo all in the pits. They're not starting the race. Let's get up to the front where David Pettick in the Aston Martin is piling on the pressure. Not as much pressure though as it looks like Jason Davies. Oh, he's firmly involved in the battle there. He's going to pull a move up the inside line. Hentes is going to fall by the wayside here. He's going to be right outside on that curb and doesn't manage to hold on to it. And it is Davies. That is through. Cody Besselink just at the back. Oh no, sorry, that's Besselink at the back of the group. Hentes was actually going to side with him, and it is Davies just ahead of him. My apologies. Zappler has dropped down. Oh no, sorry, he's still in 4th place. It's Stenner. Pavel Stenner has tumbled down the order. He finds himself behind 13 of the GT3 cars. Not what he needs, and certainly not what they need either. That is Ian Thompson in the Lamborghini that he's just gone past. Derek Prof will be the next car he's after. Prof in 10th place with Renewal. Now in 9th place in the BMW. Let's see what Pettick is doing. Up at the front, he's been slightly left behind by Adamy with Suniev. Now firmly in pursuit. I'll tell you what, I said we weren't going to jump on with many of the cameras, but let's see. Oh, there's contact and he's round. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Like a record player, and down the order he goes as Zappler back up the 3rd. Suniev now scrambling to get back out on track. The cameraman scrambling to find him on screen. He's in 5th position now. Davies looking at the hunt. Cody Besselink will fancy a piece of this one as well. Pettick now with a slightly clearer rear view mirror. Zappler looks to close the gap on him. 2.8 seconds is the gap there up at the front. They are spreading out very nicely as far as they're concerned. But it is Fuentes. Let's get us some rear spoiler cam. Let's go for a bit of that action. There's Fuentes, Suniev, and Davies and Besselink behind them. Having a battle, and in fact Zoranovic, let's jump on there because the GT3s get themselves involved as well, and that is because Stenner's making his way past Khan. Zoranovic uses to his advantage. No, he can't. He is going to stay nice and close. Latelli is closing in as well. Here comes the Mokis Quiche just through shot. Kiko Gallo, Stegnick and Cabrera inside the top 10 still. Cabrera looking a bit nippy as well. He is certainly putting pressure on Stegnick in that BMW ahead of him for Newell. And Derek Prof still inside the top 10. Ian Thompson still between the Mayo and the Mustard as his headlights come on. Simon Hatz in the X-Ray Rex, if we can call it that. Very Halloweeny. Bringing up in 13th position still. Let's see Suniev. And he has got himself onto the back of Hentes. So Hentes making his way past when we saw that contact between Suniev and Pettick, and it is now Suniev looking to get another overtake if he can. Which cameras we're liking here? I'm sure, yeah, we'll go with this one. Let me know in the chat, by the way, which cameras do we like. On board with the steering wheel is good, but of course in these hypercars, the Aston Martin, you get a nice view of that inside wheel. Or as it was, the outside wheel on that time. We've got the gap now set at 0.4 of a second between them. Oh, and in fact, Pettick. Pettick, the Aston Martin, he had a great start to the race as we saw. He's now finding himself catching right up on to the race leader. The front left car as well, as you can see just how much carbon fibre's used, but also how much the curbs will give these cars a bit of a rattle. to say the least. Nicely from on board. Not sure why the mirrors are working. Apologies for that. We'll kick the cameraman at some point in time. Still, they're ridiculously close between these two up at the top. It did look like Adam Yu was running away with it ever so slightly. Not to be. David Petrick, after a catapult of a start, is absolutely hunting him down. He's just done a 1 minute 41.8. That's been more than matched by Adam Zappler. He's just done a 41.7. Fastest car on track as we get a few laps in. Now the early exchanges have seen some changes, that is for sure. And we could well be seeing some more as well. Sooner rather than later. Nopek and Zaranovic, look at these two go at it. If this doesn't scream rear spoiler cam on the Mercedes, I'm not really sure what does. So close. The Lexus is getting that thing in a straight line, is an absolute monster, but the Mercedes no slouch either. You can hear that, love that engine sound. Yeah, I know you shouldn't really use chase cam, but my goodness, that thing sounds absolutely phenomenal when you do. It sounds even better when you are. Oh, look how much dip he's got. That car is low slung to take advantage of the straights. Oh, and I tell you what, he's doing well through the corners as well. Nopek really having to put in a defensive masterclass at the minute to keep the Lexus behind him. A little bit of a wobble from the Lexus, but he does manage to gather it up and keep it firmly running. Absolutely tearing through. Beautiful lift, beautiful feathering of the accelerator there as they make their way through the double right-hander. They've got the straightaway, another right-hander to go. Oh no, sorry, left-hander here. Oh, and that is firmly in the slipstream. He is really keeping him honest at the minute. And I tell you what, Letelier could be well positioned. He's got his McLaren and Demarcus Keese in the Ferrari. They're not too far behind either, given how close they two are ahead. Let's see what's happening. Petic and Adamu still only 4/10 of a second. Oh, and the Aston Martin just having a bit of a wiggle there. Adamu will certainly not be overly saddened to see that in his rear view mirror. Petic almost losing the back of the Aston and giving a couple of tenths the way of Adamu. Zappler, he will certainly be buoyed by that sight as well. Can confirm Stenner has now got himself back ahead of the GT3 cars, but he does still find himself 13 seconds down on Cody Besselink in 7th place. Oh, and Ian Thompson is out with the race, unfortunately. Oh, wow. He's going to need to watch those track limits. Oh, that was ambitious, to say the least there from Besselink. Absolutely putting the hyper and hypercar steering there, that is for sure. We've got half a second now between these two. Saranovic still looking away for a way past on the start finish straight. Is he going to need to get this done in the pit stop? Is there an undercut on the car? Or is he going to find a way to make himself pass? To get himself past? Is he maybe just doing a cheeky teeny bit of fuel saving? He's certainly getting plenty of slipstream from that Mercedes ahead. Zoranovic still running in second place. Letelier, he's now 4 seconds down, so that gap is increasing. It's also increasing between Letelier and Keese as well. So, oh, we've got Letelier spun. Letelier spun on the way out of 7, I think that was. Oh, and the Porsche has gone past as well. Letelier tumbling down the order. He's given up that podium position to Keese. He's given up 4th, 5th and 6th as well. Gallo, Cabrera and Stegging all benefiting and Stegging yielding straight back the position as well. Here comes Craig Hill. Craig Hill is not far behind, and he is anything but still in that McLaren. He'll be sawing his way past his opponents. Yeah, tumbleweed. There we go, Craig Hill. He'll be catching up to this little battle as well. Letelier costing himself his podium position there. Demarcus Keese, as I say, his Ferrari has been promoted. That may well be those extra perks the Ferrari drivers were talking about. Why does there seem to be such large field spread so soon? This is one of these tracks where if you are quick, you're quick. If you're not quite quick, you're not quick. because there's so many straightaways, there's so many corners that have such high speed exits. If you are a master of the corner exit speed, which is the most important part of any corner, bar none, corner exit speed, then yeah, you can find yourself taking huge chunks out of other people's times. We did see a fair big spread in the qualifying times as well. Certainly not so much between the top two, but it is Petek who has misjudged the blue flags here with the GT3s. He's run himself miles off track, within 1.7 seconds down on Adamu. Adamu needs to run, Forrest, run. This is the time to get away from it. And I tell you what, Zappler is now down to under 2 seconds. So he's been brought right back into this in his Alpine. Zoranovic completely undeterred, once again kicking up the dust as he tries to find a way past that big mighty Mercedes. Look at the width of the two of them. Absolutely monster units, these cars. Both huge front wheel drive protagonists. Of course, the Lexus has got the long legs and the top end speed. The Mercedes, no slouch in the straight line. I would say slightly better in the corners, and that is certainly keeping Nopek ahead at the moment. Thomas Nopek and Zoranovic up at the top. Demarcus Keese down in third place. What is his best lap? Yeah, 58.2 is his best lap. The two ahead of him, their best lap 57.1 and 57.009 for Nopek. Zappler is the fastest driver still in the hypercars. Anytime there's an improvement on the fastest lap, it is him who's making it. 1 minute 41.3, whereas Petek and Adamu, their fastest laps, I kid you not. In fact, let me just bring this up on screen so you can see. There is 1/1000th of a second between the fastest lap set by the top two in the race. And Adam Zappler is actually quicker. Oh yeah, incredible times. Suniev with a 42.0, so he's about half a second a lap down, as he is in a solid battle with Hentes. Has he got the job done? He's going to have the inside line along the start-finish straight. It's a good place to get the car positioned into turn number one. Is he going to be able to get it rotated? He has held on to that very nicely indeed. Wasn't carrying as much momentum through the corner, of course, but it's Suniev who comes out on top. Hentes had no place to go there. Was a bit quicker on the exit, but Suniev had positioned the car very nicely indeed, and that's Suniev back up to fourth position before the pit stop, so that's a good run by him. Zoranovic still within half a second. Cabrera does seem to be closing in on Kiko Gallo, so this could be a battle that we see before the pit stops. Only 2:10 separating their fastest lap time. Stegging and Craig Hill, they're lapping very commensurate pace, but it is with Stegging at the moment. That's some more hypercars just coming up behind you. That is Besselink, who's still hunting down Jason Davies to the best of his ability right on the inside. Yeah, there was more blue under his tyres than anything else there. Under the car, sorry. That is, yeah, some nice tight twisty turning there. Adamu now a full second ahead. He really is making hay while the sun shines here in the desert. As we can see, the battle between the top two and the GT3s taking place just behind them, and that of course is Zappler. And Zappler opened the door for the Lexus to come on through. They're going to be side by side. The Lexus is going to have the run. He's going to have the inside line into turn number one. Is he going to have the lead of the race coming out of turn number one? Though the Mercedes on the outside, the Lexus has got his nose in front. It is Zoranovic v Nopek into turn number one. Zoranovic has got the inside line, a little bit of wing mirror paint exchange between the two mid-corner there, but it is Zoranovic after several laps of patience has managed to get his way through just in time. Oh, and that's going to beg the GT4s, the hypercar GT4s, hypercars as well. Suniev loses a place to Hentes once again. Hentes using the slipstream along the start finish straight, and he's run wide. Before we even get to that, it's Zoranovic has run wide. Zoranovic, that looked like an unforced error for all the world. That is incredible. So Zoranovic runs wide and finds himself back behind Nopek, and Suniev is back behind Hentes. I was going along with Hentes Having the slipstream along the start-finish straight, caught up to the battle between the two GT3 cars, made the absolute most of it when Sonny took an off-track excursion, and that's Hentes back up to 4th position. And that is that summarised. Hopefully, David Pettick. We've still not got a final summary on this one here. He is back to within a second. So he's got that Aston Martin absolutely moving. Simon Hatch down at the back of the good 12th position. As I say, Thompson is out. Sukat Sodre and Castillo didn't start the race. They're all no quality time set and didn't actually start the race, but they are in the pits. Derek Duff inside the top 10 for Mullen in 9th. It's Kiko Gallo in 8th place. Letelier not far ahead of him in 7th. Craig Hill in 6th place. Stegging in 5th. You can see just how ahead he is. Cabrera there in 4th, and then the podium in the GT3s. It is still Demarcus Kiss. Will not be looking a gift horse in the mouth as he rounds the last corner. Once again, he's got himself 3rd place. Zoranovic and Nopek have got themselves all up in one another's business once again. Absolutely loving it. LMU has steadied the ship. The gap has gone back. Oh no, it's down to 9/10 again. So yeah, the two of them are lapping at pretty much exactly the same pace at the moment. Beautiful shot of them coming through the desert. The sun is setting, the headlights are coming on. And it's getting a bit darker there for the driver. These hypercars, they're acing them through some of these corners. Absolutely incredible. I'm not even sure most of these drivers will know what a brake pedal is driving these things. Just a little bit of lift, throw it in and stamp the foot back down again, and away we go. LMU. Long time race leader, looking to lead for as long as possible. Checkered flag would be nice, I hear you say. We are 17 minutes into the race. Still an absolute mountain of racing still to come. But is that someone coming into the pits? It is indeed. Ozure 7. With the cheeky early pit stop for the GT3 driver. Pulls his Lexus in. They will begin to work on it. I believe 5 seconds per tyre. And he will no doubt be taking on some of the good old Go-Go Juice as well. David Pettick at the minute, I think he is drinking the Go-Go Juice. He is gone. He's closed that gap by another half a second. LMU has himself a dance partner back up at the front of the field. There we go. For anyone that is watching, by the way, if you are having any issues with the audio or the visuals, please do let us know in chat. And also, if you are potentially turn the stream down to 1080, we are in 2K today, 5.1 surround, so you can get big speakers turned up. Make sure you're enjoying and making the most of the audio. And I'll tell you what, Zappler has made the most of these two battling ahead. No improvements on the fastest lap so far, so Zappler is the fastest driver on track, and you can see just how much faster he is at Alpine. Absolutely dialed in as we reach get closer to the 20-minute mark. Aston Martin potentially feeling a bit of tired there. And he has been absolutely wringing the neck out of them into turn number 1 as to Aston that gets close. Oh, he's maybe overcooked it ever so slightly. The Alpine looking absolutely planted at the hands of Zappler there. In through the first corner complex. Aston really kicking off that white line there to get back in through the middle of the track and over onto the racing line. The sound of the curves. Darts, you can do that. Yeah, no, definitely didn't look like the closest of stops, not the explanation I would expect. Ah, okay, for the field being spread out, yeah. I mean, that, yeah, just a guesstimation to from myself, but it does seem like it could well be the case. That is a good rear spoiler camera as well, I need to remember that one. Oh, the Lexus is back in the lead, that's totally passed me by, my apologies, we've missed that one. Let's see if we get that on the Lexus. Yes, so it is Zoranovic, he's back in the lead. Yeah, definitely looking faster than it did at IRL, Le Mans, that's for sure. Oh, wow, that's a bit of teleporting going on there. That's okay. Yeah, so the Mercedes just absolutely teleported there, massively closed the difference. I don't know the distance. Maybe Zoranovic jammed on the handbrake. The Mercedes driver very nearly climbing at the back seat of the Lexus to share himself some popcorn there. That was an incredible closure of the distance, and I tell you what, speaking of incredible closures of the distance, Zappler, look how close he is. The top three now only separated by 1.2 seconds. Soniev is 6 seconds down. This is exactly what he needs to see. Thomas Novak is within a tenth of a second. Once again, he is applying all kinds of pressure. So Zoranovic and he, it just shows just how closely they are matched for pace. I did wonder if potentially Zoranovic, after getting past Novak, could start building a gap as he's managed to stay close. Was he being held up in air quotes? Did he have more pace, just couldn't get the pass? Oh, and just as I say that, he does manage to get himself a couple of tenths through those exits. Corner exit is king. And yeah, we're starting to see that now. Let's see what's happening with LMU, Petrick and Zappler. Still very much as you were, that Aston Martin. Having a bit of a wobble on the exit. I believe the technical term is gathering up the car. That's what I call a code brown moment. These drivers excelling at though, the Alpine just reciprocating. Oh, he's thrown that in, he's had to go full sideways there. That's not going to do his tyres any good, and it's certainly not going to do the distance between himself and second place any good as far as he's concerned. That is for sure. Let's get into some Aston Martin on board action. Love the 007 there on the right hand side. No bias, of course. Double Raven, 007. I think we can get away with that one. Nopek and that is Craig Hill. Oh, and he's run deep. He's run that one far too deep, and he's popped it out onto the side of the track. And that is a big mistake on the brakes by Aston Martin. That is Adam Zappler, who has said podium. I'll take second place, thank you very much. That's not Pavel Stender he's trying to get past. It's not Vermeulen either, it's Letelier. Apologies, dropped the ball massively there. Of course it is Letelier in the McLaren that finds himself surrounded by the Aston Martin. It's Zappler and that finds himself 6 tenths behind the race lead. And Francesco Adamo finds himself with a new dance partner up at the front of the grid. Pettick now got 3 seconds to make up. He's still got 5 seconds back to Hentes, who is leaving Soniev behind at this stage in the race. Interesting stuff. Soniev really struggling for pace at the moment, and Hentes is leaving him. Stenner is back up to 6th position. Great run. He was behind 13 of the GT3 cars. Now finds himself up in 6th place. Davies and Besseling is still in 7th and 8th place. Sukac and Sodre again, they did start the race along with Castillo in the GT3s, just in case any of their team or fans are tuning in for an update. Zappler, Nopek, half a tenth of a second, he's gone for a full send up the inside line. There's going to be a bit of contact. No, there's not. That is absolutely beautiful positioning by both drivers on the exit. It's going to be the Lexus who went through one of the slower parts of the corner. Sirka manages to keep the car on the inside line. He's just got his nose in front. He's got the car in front of his back. That was a lot closer. Not quite as close as it looked, but it's still pretty close as they are. Nose to tail, bumper to bumper. Once again, Zoranovic and Nopek. Absolutely beautiful driving by the both of them. And Zoranovic, I thought he was running away with it, but no. Thomas Nopek went full Scorpion. Get over here. And he is closed right back up on him. And he's given him a run for his money once again. Speaking of run for his money, it's Adam Zappler versus Francesco Adamu. Zappler certainly didn't look like he was going to be in this position a few laps ago, but here we are. David Pettit now 4.3 seconds down on these two, so he is losing time. Does he need to come in? 54 minutes left. Beautiful shots of the sunbeams there. Or can he even come in? Will he be able to take on enough fuel? Adamu and Adam still over the top, 4/10 separating them. Nopek and Zoranovic absolutely stealing the show for the GT3s, these two. Let's just scroll through the cameras, and there we go. We've got some on board with the mighty Mercedes. Even in the slipstream though, that just goes to show how much of an advantage the Lexus has got in the straight line. Even in the slipstream, the Mercedes can't actually close the gap. Only just manages to maintain pace. Does get a good run through turns 1 and 2. He's really going to try and plant it on the orange. Ooh, maybe just couldn't quite get the foot down. A lack of traction there. Given how tightly he was turning. Giving a bit of breathing space to the Lexus. In the grand scheme of things, 3/10 of a second between these two is an absolute gargantuan gap, given the way it's been so far in the race. And there is... Oh, and that's going to change things at the top of the GT3. Surely is that the top two in the hypercars? It is indeed, and the top two have changed once again in the GT3s as Nopek does make his way past Zoranovic trying to hang on though. They're going to go side by side as that is David Pettit in the background closing up on them as well. I do say this a lot about multi-class racing. Do not use the traffic to your advantage as a skill set all in itself, as the Lexus is going to try and follow the Aston through. He's not quite quick enough, so the top two in the hypercars get brought closer together. And it is a change of lead. Adam Zappler has gone full send. He's got the inside line. It's going to be Adamu on the inside line through the left-hander, but Alpine has absolutely got the job done. He is flying out with 12 and 13, and that is a beautiful move by Adam Zappler. He has taken his turn, rightful turn, up at the end of the field. Some of the GT3 cars are coming into the pits. The hypercars are staying out. Adam Zappler, fastest driver on track now, with the lead over Adamu. Far too far back to make a move there. Let's see what's going on with Zoranovic. There we go. There's Zoranovic. They've got a hypercar going past. They've got Nopek in at turn number 1 with the lead firmly in his grasp. He is about a 10.5 quicker, faster lap. Why? So he has gone a bit quicker. 57.009, 57.149. Absolutely crazy how close the lap times are between these two. And they are about a second quicker than anyone else out there, although the Tellier has been at the 57s as well. So he has got himself a decent lap as well. And as I say, Zappler, he's got himself the fastest lap up in the hypercars by 3/10 of a second. Adamu and Pettit with identical fastest lap times at the moment. So yeah, Zappler running away with it now, up at the front. The gap up to 0.8 of a second. Alpine really coming into it, so the tyres absolutely alive for Zappler at the moment. Adamu just kicking over the side of that curve as David Pettit is now back to within 2 seconds. So he is half the gap. He was 4 seconds down. He is now back to pretty all but within a second. 1.2 seconds is the gap that he's now got, and that gap is it's not closing. It's going back in the favour. Oh yeah, no, sorry, it is in the favour of Pettit. Zappler is pulling away from Adamu. That gap's now up to 1.2. So there's a bigger gap between first and second than there is between second and third as they go past another Lexus there. That is Suniev, who is losing a bit more time to Hentes as well. So Hentes doing well in fourth. Stenner, as I say, back up to sixth place. Thomas Nopek and Zoranovic, these two. Absolutely inseparable. I don't think we're going to have I don't think we'll be able to have a driver of the day. We'll just have a drive of the day, and it's just going to be these two, because that is phenomenal how close the two of these have been for such a long period of time. We're going to have to come in for a pit stop, of course, and that might be the thing that separates them. We've already seen a slow stop from Simon Hatch, a potentially slow stop. Well, that's a potential tap there, but very nearly. Almost a potential tap, but nearly. I followed over my words there because it was so close. It was a potential tap. It did not happen. The hypercar has himself a wiggle at just the most inopportune of moments. That is Pavel Sterner ends up running massively wide there. Hopefully he lifted enough to negate any track limit warnings again. He's run deep there again, and it's a flashing lights from Nopek, who is not enjoying having his rhythm upset, and he's going to have the top of the top of the timing tower for the GT3s potentially taken away from him after that, but he does not. He manages to hang on. Oh, the Lexus really is looking for this overtake. But as we've seen, he gets the overtake done, doesn't actually manage to pull away any. The two of them do stay very close. Certainly not close now. Adam Zappler in the Alpine. He is absolutely flying. He's just gone green in sector 3. Setting very, very quick times. Ademu in second place now, 1.5 seconds down. Petic in third, 2.5 down on the race leader. Hentes in fourth place. There is Suniev in fifth, Stenner in sixth position, Jason Davies in seventh, and Cody Beslik in eighth place. There's Cody there. Yeah, no surprise. It's Nopek and Zoranovic leading the way in the GT3s. Demarcus Kiss still running on the podium, 1 minute 58.2, his fastest lap so far, half a second quicker than Cabrera in fourth. That's a Fence, that's a Porsche. And then it is Steglink in fifth, Kiko Gallo in sixth position, Craig Hill in seventh, for Mule in eighth place. Derek Bruff has got himself ninth, and Letelier in 10th place. On Zurt 7 and Hertz both definitely taking pit stops. They're 11th and 12th so far. Bruff might have as well. Let's just have a cheeky little look. Okay, it's only showing the drivers on the top. That's slightly irritating. There we go. We can see the gap between the drivers. That will keep us well informed and will keep us aware of the fact. Oh no, big gap between these two now. A bit of a mistake by Zoranovic. Zoranovic is on a bit of an issue. He's run off track. He's now 1.4 seconds behind Nopek. Wow, that gives Nopek a very, very, very good run, and that is one of the GT3s. That's the Porsche Simon Hatz that they're going past in 12th. So Simon has taken his pit stop. So yeah, as far as pit stops go, Nopek now pretty much got his choice of strategy. I mean, he can just stay out until he absolutely needs to come into the pit. Zoranovic, if he does go for the undercut, Nopek will be able to answer in kind. We've got 1.5 seconds separating them. Adam Zappler is absolutely flying up in front compared to the rest of the field at this stage of the race. He's now 2.5 seconds ahead of Ademu, who does come into the pits heavy on the brakes, a little bit of tyre smoke kicking up from the back of the car. And Don't you just love when you look over and realise that the bottle of Ribena is still in the fridge? And he is into his pit box. Double drop there. Hopefully everything is okay. We'll see with Zappler if he comes in to answer on the next lap. Zoranovic really has got a bit of time to make up now. In second, and in fact, Kish. Oh, wow. Whoa, big bit of a wiggle there. Now, is he on cold tyres? No, he's not. The track is cooling though. So that may well be what it is. But whatever it is, he's lost a lot of pace, a lot of time to Zoranovic, who's still trying to catch up to Nopek. Zappler, I'll tell you what, we'll stay on board here and see if he comes in to answer to Adamu's pit stop. Adamu's come back out in 7th place, so he's going to be warming those cold tyres up. They're yeah, just coming up for halfway through the race. 44 minutes left, so he is behind Davies. That was a good quick turnaround in the pit. So Zappler, what is he going to do? He's going to stay out. So yeah, Zappler has decided to stay out. He's happy with where he's at, happy with the pace he has got. That's another lap for him. Petic staying out as well. Henkes still out. Suniev as well. No one else is coming in. We'll see what Stenner and Davies doing. Nopek and Zoranovic. Still a second between them. Zoranovic trying to get that Lexus wrestled back up top. The rest of the GT3s definitely a bit spread out. Excuse me. Kiko Gallo, about the closest. He's trying his best to keep pace with Franklin Stegging there in 5th position, but he is about 5 seconds down, so needs a very quick turnaround in the pits. Derek Crofts 3 seconds down on Rudy Vermeulen, sorry. So a potential battle there in the closing stages. Letelier back out with the pits. I think there may have been a drive-through there. Oh no, sorry, no, he's just dropped in order and he's on a pit stop as well. On Zurt 7 is in 11th, and Simon Hatz still in 12th place. Does say 2 laps down, with that of course right itself. Once we get through the rest of the pit stops. No stop for the top of the tree in the GT3s. Let's see Zappler. He is still out as well, coming along the start-finish straight, so more than happy with the car that he's got under him. Petic now 5.5 seconds down. So the pace that Aston Martin's showing is absolutely dropping off, quite frankly. Petic, I mean, he's not going to be under pressure from Hentes anytime soon unless he has an absolute monster of a mistake. Or just, yeah, tangles the wrong way with some traffic. Suniev, there we go. We do actually have a battle brewing between these two. More on-board Aston Martin action. As you can see, getting into night time, the floodlit stadium. Lights on for absolutely miles. There's the Lexus, heavy on the brakes early to let the hypercars through. Suniev now within only 0.4 of a second, and he's had a bit of a wiggle on the corner exit there, not what he needed. He was, although it's not like he's dropped that far off. He just had a bit of a wiggle. He certainly could have been closer at this stage. And they've got another GT3 ahead of them. Ooh, they're almost going through away. Throws it in, gets a good line through. That is not bad at all. That is not bad at all. Can he get anything done before either of them want to come into the pits? And where will Adamu be when they come back out? He's going to be showing further ahead of these two. That's a good exit he's got once again. The Alpine brake lights there, very close indeed to the Aston. He's around the outside. He's got that inside line. Has he got the cut back onto the start finish straight? He's certainly going to surely have a bit of a slingshot here. But the Alpine is almighty in a straight line. You want to talk about the Lexus? It is pretty good for the hypercars. Here comes Aston, full send up the inside. He's grabbed that apex absolutely beautifully. And that is, and now, a little bit of a wiggle on the exit there, almost lose it. Is it enough to give the Alpine it back? It is not. It will be Suniev, who moves himself ahead of Gentes and on track third position. ADMU long-time race leader, of course, back out of the pits. He has got himself ahead of Davies, and he's 15 seconds behind Stenner. Adam Zappler is still out on track. That is the halfway mark reached and breached, of course. Season 4 of the Formula Racing League LMU Masters. Brought to you by myself, Raven.com, sponsored, powered by TrackSpot TV. And yeah, 40 minutes of this one to go. Still got a full season, and it is still it's getting close once again. Sorry, between the top two in the GT3, Zoranovic and Nopek. That gap bouncing between 8/10ths and a second, as they do find themselves swamped once again. He's ended up miles off track there. There's a little bit of a sideways bounce over the curbs, but gets himself back out onto the track. I was going to say it's all about the pit watch at the moment, and that is Zappler coming in. Pettick has stayed out, so Pettick will take the on-track lead. On-track lead is Suniev. Now comes across the start and finish line. He's staying out, so too is Gentes. Pavel Stenner will be the next driver past the pit entrance in a hypercar, but then of course it is Francesco Adamu that we are all waiting to see where he is compared to Zappler when Zappler comes out. A bit of dropping and stopping there for Zappler. He is moving, and he's only just coming into the final corner. This is going to be an interesting one. In fact, he's got another corner still to go. Stenner, sorry, not Stenner, Zappler. Oh, he's got a long run to the exit. There he is. He is released. He's got the foot down. Where is Adamu? Adamu is on the start-finish straight. He's across the start-finish line. It is going to be Zappler that will maintain the lead of the race. He crawls into turn 1 out with the pit exit, and that is Zappler who has maintained the lead. He's got a 4-second gap back to Adamu. So he has extended that gap ever so slightly. What a pit stop by Zappler. He has given himself an absolutely almighty chance of winning this race as we do make our way through the pit stop phase. David Pettick in the Aston Martin. He's been battling away this whole race, and he finds himself now facing a pit stop, and here he comes. Aston Martin pulling in behind the Rolex Boars. Max Suniev coming around the last corner. Decides he wants a lap in the lead of the race, and that is where he will go as Pettick is in the box. I think as Gentes coming in as well. Yes, indeed, Nopek and Zoranovic 8/10ths apart, and it is a long first stint for the top two in the GT3s. Demokis Kiss has lost another 8 seconds to the top two, but he is still on the podium. With a good 4.5 seconds back to Cabrera. Simon Hatz has got himself past Ozyurt 7 in his post. Ozyurt 7 now in 12th place. Hatz in 11th. Letelier in 10th. Broff still in 9th with Vermeulen in 8th place. Craig Hill in 7th. Kiko Gallo in 6th place. Maybe see some changes. Drivers do still need to be absolutely on their toes. Going through the pit stops. There is Adamu going past Pettick as Pettick exits the pits. So that is Pettick now back out. Technically in 3rd place. Yes, he is. Behind Adamu and behind Zappler, of course, Suniev up at the front of the hypercars. He has still got a pit stop to take. He's about half a second a lap slower on average than the drivers that pitted before him, so I do expect him to come back out. For him to come back out behind the drivers that he was. So yeah, net leader in the hypercars, it is still Adam Zappler, 5 seconds ahead of LMU. Long-time race leader David Pettick rounding out the podium for the hypercars. It's the GT3s that we can't wait to get back on though. Zoranovic and Nopek still the top two podium protagonists in this race. 8 tenths separate them as we barrel towards the last 30 minutes of the race. Let's see if he's barreling into the pits. Nope, they are staying out. They are staying out. So that is 46 minutes they've done so far. So yeah, the GT3s can definitely handle that. So it must have been a fair bit of fuel they were carrying at the start of the race compared to some of the others that have already been in. Demarcus Kish, we'll see if he stays out in his Ferrari. That is not Cabrera behind him. Cabrera is 17 seconds down. Ferrari driver stays out as well. Cabrera and Stegging. Stegging is under pressure now from Guido Gallo, in fact. So this is a battle that snuck up from absolutely no place. Gallo, who's come into the pits, he's taken his pit stop in his Lexus. He's got himself back out. He's come back out in 6th place, but he's looking along the start-finish straight on effectively his outlap to retake 5th position, which he does. Stegging will have absolutely no tyres compared to Gallo in this one, even if Gallo's are a bit cold. So yeah, absolutely signed, sealed and delivered there for Gallo. Back up to 5th, Stegging. I will continue to add an L in there for whatever reason my brain only knows best. Apparently, Soniev 42.0, sorry, for his quickest lap. Zoranovic and Nopek 1.1 seconds, so no traffic coming through there. It's race leader Adam Zappler, who's still got 5 seconds to LMU. So he's bounced at exactly the right time. I mean, he got the move done. He was running in 3rd for so long, and that's David Pettick absolutely pushing what he can get out of that Aston Martin, and very nearly finding out the hard way just how hard these barriers are on the outside of the track. Yeah, he needs to think himself very lucky indeed he didn't end up with some aerodynamic instability, to say the least. Where is Thomas Nopek? Let's get some aerial cameras. There we go. So he's catching up to some blue flags, some pitted traffic in the GT3. So he's blue flagging past them. As the hypercars, they've touched. Oh, they've touched, they've rotated. It is a full 360 for both cars. Tom and Nopek keep running, but it doesn't matter because Zoranovic just ran right through. He's got himself into the lead of the race, and David Pettick has got himself some serious damage on the front of the car. Look how much that is bouncing. Oh, he's got absolutely no rear wing whatsoever. Full yellow, he's pulled the car over to the side. He's going to have to tow back to the garage. That is an absolute heartbreaker, and some quite frankly terrible camera controls there. Max Soniev was thereby promoted to the lead of the on-track lead of the race. Zappler with gold tyres. He's on a wiggle. Soniev, he's in the pit box. And David Pettick is a DNF. He is out of the race after that contact with Nopek there. Nopek, as we saw, you had 2 blue flag GT3s. We've now got some more hypercars coming through. As Nopek is still trying to find his way past Vermeulen. It was Latelli and Vermeulen 7th and 8th in the GT3 cars that were caught up there. As here we can see some hypercars. They're going to go side by side around it. Sorry, they're going to go around the outside, so we're only 4 wide there. I did mention how wide this track is, and that is them coming into the pits. That is Nopek, and no surprise if you're some damage. Zoranovic comes in as well. in the knowledge that he didn't pick up any damage there, so he will be stationary for less time than Nopek. Big changes up at the front. Davies is into the pits along with Cody Besselink. Oh yeah, there is Besselink just driving in and pulling into his pit box. Zappler retakes the on-track lead of the race. He's been net leader for quite some time now. The timing tower confirming it once again though. And it is going to be a phenomenal points haul for Zappler after race 1 from the start of season 4. Adamu in second. Hentes currently running in third place with Suniev only 4 seconds down. In fourth position is Suniev on the road to redemption in the closing 29 minutes to get himself back on the podium. We've got Pavel Steiner, who's had a phenomenal race again, was down behind 13 of the GT3 cars, and then finds himself back up to 5th. Davies and Besselink both on their way out of the pits. Cabrera is the on-track leader currently in the GT3 class. Thomas Nopek, oh there it goes, the run of it, sorry, just popping in and out of the server temporarily. But yeah, Zoranovic, as guesstimated, was stationary for a lot less time than Nopek. There's now 7 seconds between the two of them. So yeah, an unfortunate contact between the two classes, and that really has put paid to that battle for the moment, given how closely matched these two were for pace. It's going to be interesting to see if Nopek can catch back up and close in. He's still got plenty of time back to Demarcus Kish, who's come back at the pits, still holding 4th place in the GT3 class. So he has done well as well. Kiko Gallo, he's 24 seconds down on Key, so he's going to need to absolutely drive the wheels off of that thing if he is going to catch up in these closing stages. Zappler still taking just absolute chunks of the rest of the field. He's sitting 7 seconds over Adamu. Hentes though now 26 seconds down on the race leader, and Suniev is looking to get himself very, very, very close indeed. Let's look at some from a bumper car. Look how much pace carrying through there. And the Alpine Hentes carrying absolutely no pace. He got the GT3 car at the most inopportune moments, and it's really been exceptionally opportune for Suniev. He is all over the back of them. We've seen what the Alpine can do in a straight line, but we've also seen what the Aston can do in the slipstream. And did someone say Super Slipstream Sunday? Yes, please. That is an absolute move out of the last corner. The Aston Martin is surely going to have a look inside or out. He's been tried to force to the outside. The Alpine really closing off that inside line, forcing all of the momentum off the Aston Martin as much as possible. Ends up out on track. I get what he was trying to do. I just think he did it all kinds of incorrectly there. Hentes costing himself a bit of skin in the game in the next few corners there. Suniev, despite that contact, has made his way through, so he has sooner rather than later got himself back onto the podium. I'm sure he will be kicking himself a case of what could have been if it wasn't for that early mistake, but certainly back on the podium. That is a very good points haul. A very good points haul. Adamu and he, again, those two, as we saw earlier, lapping almost identical lap time, so it's going to be some ass for Suniev to close up. We've got 26 minutes left. It's a big ask. It is a big ask. Thomas Nopek 6 seconds behind Zoranovic, so that battle, as I say, for the moment has been put paid. Okay, we can see the lap times between the two of them. Oh right, okay, 52 second difference because of the outlaps, right, okay. Oh no, there we go. Sorry, yes, a little bit at the moment there. So yeah, that's what Lopek is up against. He does have the fastest lap of the race with a 57.009, but Zoranovic not far behind, 57.149. So they are very close, so Lopek really needs to keep the hammer down, and Zoranovic really cannot afford any mistakes if he's going to bring this one home. Zappler is absolutely bringing this one home. We're going to run out of superlatives already. He's now 8.5 seconds ahead of Adamu, and in fact that is Zappler just going past Jason Davies there to go a lap up on him. He's been past Cody Beslick as well. Beslick currently running in 7th place. Of course, David Pettick, a long-time podium protagonist, finds himself out of the race 4 laps ago, unfortunately. 31 laps so far for the hypercars, 27 for the GT3s, so a fair bit of difference between the number of revolutions on the track that these cars take. 16 seconds difference between the fastest hypercar and the fastest GT3 car. Yeah, more very quick, consistent sector times there from Zappler. Jason Davies enjoying the conditions a bit more now that the track's cooled down. He is setting personal best sectors as well, coming into the closing stages. I'm not sure Stenner will be overly concerned. That is a decent gap between the two. On 5, yes, sorry, Davies is a lap down. I don't think he's a lap down on Stenner though. I'll check that at the next lap. At the end of the next lap. While Zappler's down 9.5, I don't think Francesco Adamu. I'm not sure. Did he maybe not change tyres? I'm wondering. To try and mitigate how long he was stationary for damage, did he not change tyres? Because it does appear at the moment he is absolutely hemorrhaging pace compared to Zappler. That gap now over 10 seconds, and he is losing time hand over fist. Although just as I say that, he closes back in by 3/10, but still that gap at 10 seconds now. And Zappler's not exactly lighting the times up. Although, yeah, sorry, he is quicker through sector 1 by a 10. And 2/10 quicker, yeah, so Adamu is losing it on average 2/10 a second per sector. Sunyev is 14 seconds down on Adamu. 22 minutes to go. And his sector times, he is, wow, he's 1.5 seconds up on this lap alone on Adamu. Okay. No, we want Sunyev and Adamu. 1.2 seconds of a difference. Ooh, it's a minimal. Yeah, 1.3 seconds a lap, 21 minutes to go. That is going to get pretty close. Oh, look at that, the gap's exactly the same between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, but the gap between 2 and 3 is going to keep on decreasing, and there we go. There's been a partner of the way. There's an equilibrious 10 seconds separating the podium, but it has quickly risen beyond 11 seconds between first and second and dropped below 10 seconds between second and third. So Adamu maybe just needs to pick up the pace ever so slightly. Try and send the message to Sunyev. Just to let him know, Sunyev is at it again, 27/10 quicker in sector number 1, and in fact half a second quicker than Zappler. So Zappler taking it ever so slightly easy at the moment, and Sunyev takes the fastest lap. He's done a 1:40.867. He's gone quicker than Zappler, so Sunyev absolutely coming to life in the closing stages of the race. Does he have the pace to close that 10 second gap? Just as I was saying, it got to 9. It's now hovering around about the 10-second barrier again. Oh, Nopec's now 15 seconds down. I wonder what has gone on there. 8 tenths down on the previous lap. Something has gone asunder. Yeah, Nopec's had some kind of incident. He's lost a whole lot of pace. He's now 15 seconds down. Oh, bouncing over the curves once again. Hopefully that's not what's caused him any issues. But yeah, Nopec making it an interesting one there as well. Sonny Ev, has he managed to close up any more? Yeah, he's got it down to 9 seconds. Oh, and I tell you what, I mean, it is 9 seconds to make up. If you can bring in 1.3 seconds a lap though, you're effectively only needing 5 or 6 laps, and you're making it a very interesting proposition for the driver ahead of you, especially when you are the fastest car out there. Zappler's taking his foot off the gas ever so slightly, but he's still got 13 seconds to Adenyu. So he, yeah, despite lifting off the gas a bit, he is still stretching his gap up at the front end. Still in for Steiner. Solid drive to get himself back to 5th place. Oddsy 7 still running in 11th position. He is behind Simon Hatt's got the race leader just coming past Derek Bruff. Solid race in the Lambo in 9th place. Rudy Vermeulen as well in 8th position. Stegink in 7th place. Kigo Gallo in 6th. Letelier in 5th position in his McLaren, and Cabrera just outside the podium positions in his Porsche. Ooh, just having a little bit of a wiggle there. The back tyres ever so slightly warm. DeMarcus Kish 32 seconds down on Nopec, but he is about 20 seconds ahead of Cabrera. So only 18 minutes till he realises potential podium glory. Soniev is absolutely moving. Apologies, I do need a very quick pit stop myself. Hugest of apologies. Bear with me a moment or two. We'll stay on board. In fact, we'll get right on board with the fastest driver on track. He's absolutely got the bit between his teeth trying to catch up, and I'll be back in a very quick moment. Oh wow, he's run right there. Okay, he was going past another car just to get back and see Soniev. Wildly off track there. Oops. That's Besselink, sorry. So yes, blue flag Besselink. Soniev, that live gap not updated for me. 2.4 seconds. Wow, he's got more than enough time to catch up. Here we go. So the grandstand finish we were promised from both divisions, not materialising at the moment from the GT3s, but certainly the final podium position is one that is looking to be hotly contested sooner rather than later. As you can see, Soniev closing that gap, absolutely hand over fist. An incredible difference in the lap times, as you can see on screen there. In fact, is that giving us... How do you mean Soniev? Yeah, there we go. For 1.1 second. 1.1 seconds on that last lap. Soniev has managed to gain and is gaining again and again and again, sector on sector on sector on sector. Yeah, still averaging 2 to 3 tenths a sector. Even when he's having a bad lap against what Adamu's putting in here. Adamu absolutely driving for that second place in the race so far. 13 minutes of the race left to go. So still, but 9 laps left. So yeah, about 8 laps, sorry, 7 or 8 laps left, depending on where Zappler is. Zappler is absolutely off into the distance. No messing about. He's now 16 seconds ahead. Zaranovic as well, leading the GT3s by 12.9 seconds. So no messing about there. Letelier is catching up to Cabrera though for 4th place. So this one could get a bit interesting. There is Cabrera just avidly lurking in the background. That's the only camera we're getting for that. So yeah, this one we want to watch as well. McLaren versus Porsche. Porsche of course a lot better on the twisty stuff, but in a straight line it's going to be Letelier that's got the advantage. He's got the slipstream this time. Albert jumped on board just in time. 12 minutes left to go. 4th place up for grabs. It is Letelier throwing his hat in the ring with the McLaren. Not quite throwing it close enough along the start and finish straight this time, but will get close through the mid-corner phase here through turns 1 and 2. And that could be an overtake we see sooner rather than later. Soniev. Lovely shots there of the 4 hypercars. That is Davies and Besselink being hunted down now by Adamu and Soniev. Oh no, sorry, so that is Besselink and that is Zaranovic. Yep, so Zaranovic just being overtaken there. Jason Davies, sorry, getting himself involved as well. Has that helped Adamu N8? The gap would certainly suggest not, as it is now down to 0.6 of a second. Here we go then, with 11 minutes left to go. Who's taking 2nd place? And it was a betting man. I'd love to throw the house on Soniev at the minute. Really come alive in the 2nd phase of the race, and again, and I do think Adamu didn't change tyres or changed the bare not many tyres on his pit stop, because yeah, he has been absolutely closed down. Soniev is really in the hunt for this one now. Let's jump onto this one here. Front left cam. Get a look at these two turning their way through the circuit. Look how much more confidence Soniev has going into the braking zone, and that is an absolute non-starter there for Adamu. Very little he can do, and again I think that just accentuates the tyres theory, or adds more credence to the tyres theories. We can see them go side by side. Adamu Although coming straight back at it, he is not giving this one up as he gets himself side by side. He's got himself onto the inside line, but right around the outside. That is beautiful manoeuvring by Sonny F. Can he get the move done? He hold on to the place to get the field. If he gets ahead, he'll stay ahead. He's just got himself ahead as he come towards the final few corners, and he's gone full send again. He's gone later on the brakes. Where is he thinking he's going to find his tyre? But from out the last corner, they've made contact. It's LMU that has stayed on track. Sonny F has run wide. It's been a straight drag race with a beleaguered Jason Davies. He has got the best view in the house at the moment as he watches these two battle for second and third place. Once again, Sonny F happy to take that outside line, but look how much more grip. Just as I was saying, grip, the back end of LMU's car looked like it was going to let go. He managed to gather up, and that is Sonny F now up into second place as Davies watches this battle unfold from 6th position, and that is very nicely done. 9 minutes to go. What a turnaround in events then for Sonny F. He's absolutely flown up to the back of LMU, and I do think he could find himself with a decent sized gap. LMU still got himself 19 seconds back to Henkes, so he does have a fair bit of time in his pocket. Over 4th place, so the 3rd should be secure, but that is incredible driving by Sonny F. He's still got the fastest lap of the race. Sappler is cruising away. He's actually gone 3/10 quicker in sector 1. And he's matched Sonny F in sector 2, so yeah, Zappler not keen on giving up his top spot. While all that battling was going on, of course, Letelier got himself ahead of Cabrera, so that is Alexis Letelier back up to 4th place. Again, some tyre choices there I think have helped. Cabrera in 5th, Gallo on the start-finish straight. He's in 6th position, with Stegging still in 7th, Vermeulen and Brough still 7th and 8th, with Simon Hatz rounding out the top 10. Odds Yurt7 is still bringing up the rear of the field, 11th place for him, but he is looking solid to bring the car home as he sees the BMW of Vermeulen go past him. Vermeulen is a lap down as well. I think he's just about to get on to the lead lap when he finishes this one. Adam Zappler has had the fewest lead laps of the race, but he is looking like he is bringing home a win in round number 1 at the start of season 4 of the Masters of Le Mans Ultimate, and he can certainly call himself the Master of Qatar in the Alpine. And the master of the strategy as well. You need to be a good all-rounder to win races. You can't just be quick over one lap. You need to be quick, consistent, and have the strategy absolutely on point. And Adam Zappler has barely put a foot wrong over this opening 80-minute race, and he will be bringing home a very well-deserved top spot on the podium. Definitely a bit more claustrophobic on board with the Alpine, that's for sure. Decent view there. Yeah, let's go for a bit of this. So we're still going with a couple of laps for Zappler. Now 18 seconds ahead. LMU already 2-3 seconds behind Sonny F. So Sonny F really is moving. Nopek still 14 down on Zaranovic, so not looking like we're going to get a turnaround there. So much work on the accelerator through these corners, it's wild. Yeah, Demox Kiss on the podium. Letelier is back behind Cabrera. Letelier is back behind Cabrera by 2 seconds. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Whatever it was, it's freely thrown. Letelier's chances of 4th. A huge curveball then. He has got a bit of work to do to catch up, that is for sure. He is quicker over a single lap than Cabrera, but I wonder if it's just some traffic. Demarcus Kiss well up the field. That is Simon Hatz. Porsche on Porsche action. There is blue flags waving, so that will be a quick overtake. 5 minutes to go. Another successful revolution of the lap for Zappler. It really is a masterclass at this stage. Suniev doing everything he can to catch up. He's putting in some exceptionally quick sector times. Even compared to Zappler. Let's just confirm what this one was. Yeah, wow. Oh no, that's Suniev. Let's see if we go Zappler. 2:10s. So yeah, I'm sure Suniev will be praying for an extra few laps. I think it would all be in vain. Oh, he was a 10 slower in sector 3 on that last lap. Yeah, absolutely splitting hairs. Splitting hairs up at the front of the field. Nopek has found himself a bit of pace, but only just to get under the 13-second mark. And Latelli, as we can see, 1.3 seconds now. He is down on the Porsche that he was chasing. Looks like those mirrors working as well. So Cabrera just needs to keep this one together, surely. 4 minutes left, so 2-3 laps to go. Yeah, these guys will probably, yes, so they'll get 3. They'll finish. Finish this and get another 2. Sorry, I'm overthinking this massively. Ooh, he almost overthought that corner there. He is closing up though. We're going to see another battle. It didn't really take him that long to get past Cabrera. Does he have enough time to make it work again? He doesn't. He's going to keep running that wide on the corners. He'll need to lift to make sure he doesn't pick up any penalties, although may still have a couple of speed tokens left. Oh, that's a wiggle. Nope, he's done okay there. Yeah, he's done fine. And now, where is... There we go. Just constantly making contact with the curves around this track. It is absolutely wild. Letelier, is he going to get close enough? I feel like a broken down record here, but that is the big question that we've got. That is not Demarcus Kiss ahead of him in the BMW. Of course, he is in the Ferrari. That is Vermeulen in 8th position. That finds himself. He's got a big gap back to Brough, who's just on a start-finish straight, but he does have these two battling cars closing in on them. It is Cabrera in his direct rear view mirror, and Letelier, who is directly behind him. And that is well within a second now for Letelier. 2 minutes to go. Zappler in the Alpine. Absolutely nut for turning. The gap up at the top. He's just gone almost a second quicker in Sector 1 than Suniev. His answer back in Sector 2 was certainly Suniev at the minute. Yeah, Zappler starting to put the foot back down, starting to regain a bit of dominance up at the top. Will he have a run for the fastest lap of the race? That'll be interesting to see. Let's see what happens here then. So there we go. We've got themselves past Vermeulen. They are free to continue this little tussle that they're having, the McLaren and the Porsche, for 4th place. Into the absolute dying embers of the race now. 1 minute 32 left to go. So that is less than a lap. So they're going to cross the line and get one more. So what has he got? About 4 miles of track left to get himself ahead, and he is looking quick as well. Where is Zappler? He is just coming towards the final corner. Let's get a bit more aerial shot, and it just, of course, jumps straight back. I do wish they would give you a bit more control, but here we go. Zappler, Letelier. Oh, it's going to be close. Yep, he's still going to cross the line with 40 to go. They're going to cross the line. They're going to swap positions potentially. Yep, McLaren, he's got the run. He's got the gun. Has he got it done? As we see Stenner getting involved as well. Pavel Stenner goes past. Like the three of them are absolutely standing still. What is the McLaren going to get done on the brakes? Of course, it's got the inside line. It's good on the twisties. If he keeps the car alongside on the inside, there's a little bit of door banging on the way through. They both survived and make out. The McLaren shows his dissatisfaction with the flashing of the lights, goes full send up the inside. I think there was maybe a positional redress there from the Porsche, but it is Vitelli in the dying stages, gets himself back up into 4th position. My good friend George Cook at Trackspot TV would absolutely love to be seeing this McLaren action at the moment. But yes, all Adam Zappler fans, all Alpine fans, all LMU, FRL multi-class racing fans, can we get your hands up please? Let's all take a moment to appreciate the work done by Zappler. Sonny have really brought the fight at the end there, bringing the fastest lap in some quick sectors, and he is moving quicker than Sonny Ev at the moment, moved quicker than Zappler at the moment. The gap down to 17.5 seconds on the final lap. Yeah, not making a blind bit of difference, and this will be the final revolution of the circuit for, as I say, he has spent, well, he doesn't have the most lead laps of the race there. That of course goes to Adamu, but Zappler bounced exactly when he needed to, and he will be the first driver to see the checkered flag. No pixel, 12 seconds down with Telly and Cabrera, separated by over a second, so it does look like that one is absolutely done and dusted. It's quite difficult to tell which corners which with these camera angles, but here we go. Let's just enjoy the Alpine getting the job absolutely done. That's Zoranovic. That's the other Lexus, which is Gallo, of course. And there we go then, the checkered flag for the Alpine has been waved. Season 4, round number 1 of the Formula Racing League Le Mans Masters of Le Mans Ultimate do see Zappler take the checkered flag, and it's going to be Sonny F take the fastest lap. In second place, Francesco Adamu is going to bring home the car for 3rd position. Flashing lights there, and across the line, waving left and right, some light flashing in donuts hopefully as well. It's Strahinja Zoranovic, 12 seconds ahead of Thomas Nopek. His Mercedes crossing the line. Unfortunate contact between him and a GT and a hypercar saw both of their race winning ambitions ended cruelly, and Demokis Kiss in the Ferrari. I don't think he will shy away from the fact. Absolutely gifted that spot on the podium there after a mistake by a couple of other cars. Yeah, certainly won't be looking a gift horse in the mouth, that is for absolutely sure. Yes, sorry, my apologies, there we go, all froze on the back, but there we go, that is the checkered flag for Demokis Kiss rounding out the podium. Still got a couple of cars out on track. We will get you the results in a moment. Let me see if I can actually get the results up, he says confidently. Bear with me a moment, let's jump over there. Okay, yep, sorry, it is now working. So yeah, there we go, the session results. The GT3s, it was Zoranovic, Gallo and Quiche on the podium. Letelier in 4th and Cabrera in 5th position. And in the hypercars, Adamu in 1st with Stenner in 2nd, and Suniev in 3rd place. Zappler in 4th. My apologies, that's practice. Goodness me. The race results haven't quite come through yet, so my apologies. So we'll just jump back there. We'll get that sorted out for next week. The standings not quite coming up, and we have just been kicked, so we won't get them. But yeah, what a race that was. Round number 1 of season 4 of the Formula Racing League Masters of LMU. The Platinum Division drivers out on display, and what a display it was. Adam Zappler and Strahina Zoranovic taking home the top honours, and absolutely well deserved they are as well. That is all we've got time for this evening. Huge thanks to everyone that's been in the chat and joining in on the YouTube stream. It's been, a barn-burning return to Formula Racing League showers, that is for sure. And thank you to the drivers and the organisers as well. I hope you all enjoyed. We'll be back next week at Silverstone, so make sure you get tuned in for that. Until then, my name has been John Wright, powered by TrackSpot TV, and on behalf of Formula Racing League, we will see you again next week. Until then, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.